One of the biggest sources of frustration and the largest barriers to scoring a 260 plus is actually how it is that we deal with setbacks. Instead, we need to transform our mindset so that we can see every new challenge as an opportunity and a sign that we've graduated from easier levels. Remember, when you face a new problem, it's actually good because it's like getting to the next level in a video game. Remember, video games always get harder, not easier. That's how you know that you're progressing. Similarly, problems aren't signs of inadequacy. Instead, they're confirmation of your progress. So let's think about our study journey like levels in a game. Level 1 is just basic knowledge gaps. These are just little facts or concepts that we just don't know. Level 2 is that we know how to gain knowledge, but it's still going too slow. Level 3 is that now our speed is improved, but we're making a lot of careless errors. Like we know a lot more information, but we're still getting stuck between two answer choices and choosing the wrong one. Level 4 is where we can identify specific question types where we're weak at. The point is that once you solve a problem, it doesn't mean that all of your problems are solved. It just means that you get to the next level and you get to solve the next problem at that level. So how does this work in practice? Don't say something like this: oh my gosh, in the context chronology severity framework, I'm so bad at chronology. Instead, you want to reframe it and say, great, I found my next challenge. When you hit plateaus, celebrate. It means that you've mastered everything up until that point, and now you get to solve the next problem to get through that next barrier. One of the biggest reasons that I see students stall out before they hit a 260 plus is that they see obstacles as a sign that they're bad. They think, oh yeah, this was never gonna work. I'm just a bad test taker. Oh, I guess I just have to be okay with getting the score. Because they've misperceived the situation and they see problems as a sign of their inadequacy, they've already given up and they're not going to push forward and solve the problems necessary to get a 260. I coached a student once who had failed her Step 2 and eventually ended up scoring a 261, right? So she went from failing to scoring a 261. Initially, she struggled with basic knowledge. She just didn't know how to learn things well. Instead of seeing that as a sign that she was just bad or not good enough, she was like, okay, this is a problem that I need to solve. So we solved that problem. Then timing became the next bottleneck. So we set a timer for 2 minutes on every question that she did and made sure that she knew not to spend more than 2 minutes on any question. Once she'd solved the timing bottleneck, then we discovered that she needed to work on rule in and rule out. The point is that for her, each problem represented a sign of growth, not a sign of failure. Despite the fact that she was a non-US IMG that had failed Step 2, she ended up matching in her top choice residency program in OB and was their top resident by the end of residency, where she was literally the top scorer in the entire residency program. This one change in mentality could change your life, literally. So how do you implement this mindset shift? First, every time you identify a new weakness, celebrate it as an opportunity. Second, consider gamifying your progress through different game levels, where you might even consider giving yourself a score on how it is that you're doing at that particular skill. And every time you get to the next level, just say, welcome to the next level of the game. They're the same obstacles in either case. You just have to change your mindset. But to solve the right problems, you need to look beyond the obvious symptoms to find the real causes. Step 8 is to look beyond symptoms to root causes. One of the things that people who score 260 do better than anyone is that they're master diagnosticians of their own problems. They're able to distinguish symptoms like, I'm not finishing blocks on time, from the actual problem. Surface level analysis leads to ineffective solutions. Instead, real improvement comes from identifying the root causes. So instead of thinking your problem is that you're not finishing blocks on time or that you have timing issues, instead, always ask yourself why at least 3 times to identify what the underlying issue might be. So, symptom, I'm not finishing blocks on time. Why? Well, I'm spending too long on hard questions. Why? I'm getting stuck. Why? Well, I'm constantly getting confused in the vignette and I'm getting stuck between 2 answer choices because they look really similar. Why? Well, it's probably because I'm not doing the context chronology severity framework and understanding the intent behind every single sentence before I do the question. Keep digging until you can find an actionable root cause to fix, as opposed to just focusing on the symptom. If you're not sure what the causes are, be sure to save and rewatch this video because I've gone through lots and lots of common mistakes that students make that keep them from getting a 260 plus. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.